Hello, mic testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you have been great. It's been a long while. It's been a very long while. Sorry for that audio disruption. How have you been? I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, couldn't stream really lately, and yeah, I just missed being on the chat, being on this stream, and working on a particular project or stuff. So I hope you guys have been amazing. Pingu is here with us today, again showing hope. His clingy girl right there, the pink flamingo, as you see. And today we'll be just reading some Medium articles. We might go into some projects that I've been working on. I couldn't really share them with you lately. And I just know I'm just handling so many things right now. It sucks to suck, but I just want to schedule these streams better. And yeah, I'm just thinking of organizing the channel as a whole much better than what it is right now. So I'm thinking that all the series that I create, rather than having them as live streams only, we'll try to manage them as edited videos. And we can keep the live stream super casual. We can talk about different stuff. We can explore through various activities in a live stream. I don't want to fix myself to a specific topic when I'm working on a live stream. That just really stops, I guess. That just really makes it difficult for me to start a live stream. It creates a hindrance because I have to pick up a topic before I'm starting live stream, and that's a bit hectic sometimes because I couldn't really decide on what I want to work on. Maybe I'm working on something and I don't want to switch after a while. So all of that, but you don't have to worry about it. Here we are back at it again after a while. I hope some of the guys will join in again. I have not scheduled anything, so most of the guys are not aware that the live streaming is going on, but we have some guys on the channel that always come up. So someone has shown up. Hi guys, today we'll be doing some Medium articles and we might work on some full stack projects that I've been working on. So, or more of like I wanna work on. I've not started working on them yet, and we might start them on this live stream here itself. So, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome. And let me just share the screen. Here you go. And here are the Medium articles. Oh, this was my attempt at making a good thumbnail, but somehow the Janus model that has been released by what do you call DeepSeek developers has not really been performing as well as the Flux model. I still think the Flux model is much better than the Janus model, and I'm not sure about the sizes difference between them. So Janus, I'm sure that's a 7 billion parameter model. Let me just check the space real quick. Um, where are the models? 13 collections. Where is Janus? Is Janus not in this? Weird. I think there was a model space for this. Yep. So Janus model is around, okay, damn, it's around 15 GB model. And let's see what Flux is about. Flux Chanel. So the thumbnail I'm currently using is created by Flux Chanel, and I am pretty satisfied by it. I think it is a good thumbnail. I tried to create a thumbnail with the Janus model, but somehow it doesn't get the logic behind the image very correctly. So somehow when I asked him to make an image where a boy is taking a notes, the boy was somehow taking a notes using a pencil on a keyboard. So yeah, some weird uh, fundamental understanding is wrong there. But let's just see the fluxional models. Oh, they also have released the on and next models. That's nice. That should increase the inference time in the CPU as such. Okay, so it's a lot bigger model than the Janus model. Okay, then it's fair, I guess. Then it's fair. It's a bigger model. Okay, then there is uh nothing much to see here. It's about 50% higher parameters in that model, so it makes sense for it to perform better. Okay, cool. So let's see. I was interested in reading this article first. So this is about some. I have never heard about this statement in Python. So let's just see what this is all about. The article discusses the benefits of using the ice cream library IC function for debugging in Python as opposed to the traditional print function. Ice cream library. Okay, sounds skeptical. Sounds like a hype statement before even starting to read the blog, but okay. A few months ago, while working on data analysis project in Python, I faced a recurring error. Although I reviewed the code repeatedly, I couldn't identify the problem. Like any respectable programmer, I resorted to the good old print statement to understand what's happening. However, as I printed endless lines of code, I realized how ineffective this method was. That's why I discovered Ice Cream, a library that helps me improve the debugging process exponentially, making it cleaner, more organized, and professional. I mean, you don't necessarily need to go for the print statements for debugging if you are having an issue with it. You can use a debugger or something that works in the same way, right? Some VS Code debugger or something. But okay, let's see what kind of a benefit he's talking about. We have all used print to debug code, but this technique has its limitation. Although it's easy to implement, it often becomes confusing when working with more complex functions and data structures. This is where Ice Cream comes in. With the IC function, a tool specifically designed for debugging and additional features. Okay, how does it change the things? So this is your classic debugging with your print statements. You just try to print everything up and it uses, so print statements for generally when you're trying to debug using print statements. Why are you not able to see my screen? Are you guys able to see my screen? um Wait, what is all of this? Okay. Oh shit, I shouldn't be having to do this on the stream itself. Okay, that sucks. Okay, wait, but why is this only, were you able to see the Brave window? I'll have to debug my stream first, I guess, before any code. No, you're not able to see the Brave screen for some reason, which is weird. And also, this is not of the correct side. How the fuck does OBS settings change even when I've closed it? That's so annoying. It shouldn't change. One day you would have set everything up, and the other day it will be breaking. Okay, this is fine now. The only thing we need to work on is why are you not able to see the other screen? Still seeing this. Why is OBS just capturing itself? That's weird. Uh, did that work somehow? Okay, now it's working. So I just had to restart the device capturing thing. Okay, weird. So this is a blog we were reading right now. So we were debugging Python using print statement, and we didn't want to do that anymore, and we want to switch to IC statement, which comes from a library known as Ice Cream, which is already skeptical because it sounds like a hype name, but let's see what benefit it actually provides. So he was just showing how classical print statement works, and now we're going to see how IC helps us debug things better. The problem with this approach is that when the output becomes extensive, it's not clear which values belong to each result. Here you must manually associate each result with the operation that it generated. The same situation with IC. Output is this. Okay, that is just saving me some lines of Python by not having to write the print statement. I can do that with the print statement as well, nothing very significant about it. As you can see, ice cream not only prints the results of the operation but also shows which function was called along with the parameters passed. This greatly simplifies the debugging process, especially when you have multiple function calls with similar outputs. Okay, detailed operation information and debugging and assignment simultaneously. What's this? Another major advantage of IC is that, so okay, it just simply is that you are saved by some lines of code where you will not have to write this yourself, and IC will help you implement it yourself. But I don't really think this is something so significant that I'll use another library for it. But anyways, let's see any more advantage that can convince us enough to use another library in our stack. You know, it's a significant thing to add something in your stack, and you should be very skeptical about it. At least I think so. Like if you are gonna be using a library continuously, you need to understand if it is production ready or not. Because sometimes what will happen is you will have it in your tool stack for a long time, you will be habitual to that library, and now you're working on a production ready project, you are working in a company, and you just fall across a weird error and you're not able to solve it, and you're very confident in the library you're using. You will not be able to defend your library, you will not be able to defend your code if you don't have a very good understanding of it. And to develop a very good understanding of it, you have to commit to that library. So I think it's a significant decision. It's not just straightforward as ki, oh, I'm not going to use this from now on. Okay. Debugging and assignment simultaneously. Another major advantage of IC is that allows you to debug and assign values at the same time, something that isn't possible with print statements. Oh, okay, in that way, yeah, that is okay. Again, saving some lines of code, making Python even more convenient in some sense, but this is just fine. Okay. Accessing data structure. When working with dictionaries or lists, IC becomes even more useful. Let's see how it works. Okay, this can be interesting. IC data. Okay. Again, it clearly shows which key was accepted and what value was returned. It's the same as the function call, right? It's working very similarly to the function call. I don't see any difference in that. Better visibility for complex structures. When working with larger structures such as nested dictionaries or JSON, improves record readability, displaying structure in a more organized manner. The output with colors and structure format make it easy to understand and analyze the contents of the large data structures. Okay. In addition to the basic advantages of ice cream offers, it allows you to control the IC function behaves, disabling IC temporarily. If at some point you don't want IC to print anything from certain sections of your code, you can disable it and later re-enable it. Oh, this is nice. So this basically allows me to remove all the debugging statements from my code in a single line. So I just have to IC.disable for the whole code base, and everything below that will be disabled. So this is good actually. This I like. This will allow you to write all the debugging statements as I see everywhere, and when you are finally done with the code, you have done the testing, then you can finally remove your debugging statements and have the error statements by print function. Use IC statements for your whatever your debugging statements, and then you can just IC.disable at the start of the code, and makes it super easy to make your code production ready. So this is good. And you can customize the output, such as adding prefixes or writing the output to a file instead of printing it to the terminal. Oh, this would be amazing in case of logging. This is actually a very good feature. So for creating log, you use a logging library. Instead of that, you can use IC directly. So yeah, I think these two features were the best features right now. So I think they could have kept it. Okay, I think they saved the best for the later. I guess best save the best for the last, which makes which is fine. I think it's a good library then. I think we can try this. So okay. So what did we learn? Let's have some note taking going on. Notes. By the way, guys, I recently bought a very cool keyboard. It's not a super cool keyboard, but I think it's working great for me. Like this is just amazing. So this is the Ola F75 keyboard, and it is fabulous. Like all of the keys are squishy and stuff. So very smooth, and yeah, I just love the colors. Yes. It's amazing. I'm not sponsored. I don't think they'll sponsor me right now. They are getting sponsorship from everywhere over the internet. They are super popular. I think in this price range, this is the most popular keyboard in the internet right now. So I don't expect them to sponsor me, but if they can, that would be amazing. I'll have to still grow my channel for that though. So medium article notes. So we learned about So yeah, that's the best part. I think these two features would seems to be the most convincing for me to actually use the library instead of anything else. So yeah, we might give it a try because of the logging feature and the disabling feature makes the debugging super easy when you're working on production code. So that was Ice Cream Library. Cool. We can give it a try then. It's not as bad as it seemed from the start. Can we not just hype? But I just want to see where have they provided the link to it? Ah, that sucks. They should have provided the link to it. Okay. So let's just see. Ice cream Python. Hope that shows up. Yep. So I just want to see if they have a GitHub page or something. Yep. And what version is this on right now? Are they still in the alpha phase or have they released production version for this yet? Do they have a version information here somewhere? Yeah, version 2.14. Okay, so it is released properly. So that works. We'll give it a shot, 100%. Cool. Good to know about this new library. Let's see what else do I want to read right now. Oh, this we want to solve in this stream. Okay, we need more people though. We need more people so that we can solve an interesting Olympiad question. We will try to solve it together or something like. By together I mean solving it individually and then seeing who all of us was able to solve the problem. Not together as in helping each other doing it. What else do I have to read right now? JSON is slow, and here is four faster alternatives. Damn. Let's see. So this I was searching particularly when I was working with these REST APIs. So REST APIs generally work on JSON schemas, and you send in JSON requests, you receive JSON responses. And one thing I observed was that the latency and stuff was super slow. And I read somewhere recently about the GTA 5 server speed thing. So if you guys are not aware of it, so somehow there was a thing where GTA 5 online server used to connect in 3-4 minutes and it was super slow. People hated it for that, but the main reason for that was GTA 5 developers were using JSON to request their store page and stuff like that, and they were using JSON schema to get the responses and stuff, and that's why it was slow. And some guy figured this out that it is just slow because of the JSON schema that they have, and he just made some improvements in the serializer they were using for the JSON, and lo and behold, the server time was decreased so much. Uh, can show you though. Let me show you the example. GTA 5 Online JSON parsing issue. Yep, so he was able to decrease the load times by 70% burst just by changing this JSON serializer they were using. They were not using a very fast one. But that also made me think that maybe JSON is not the best method for sending the data then. You must have heard about gRPC. gRPC is a bit different because it's a whole new schema where you have to use protobuf and stuff like that. But I wanted something like how we send in the HTML when we call a URL or something, when we send a URL inside of an image, we are basically sending and receiving data through binaries instead of sending and receiving it through JSON or some base64 encoding and stuff like that. So if we could do something similar, or if there is a better method to do it in the standard, so let's see what all methods are recommended. Lots of inside comment at the bottom. Do give them a read to. Okay, so let's see. Your users want instant access to information, swift interactions, and seamless experiences. JSON has been a loyal companion for data exchange, but could it be slowing your applications down? 100%. GTA 5 is an example of this thing only. Let's dive deep into the world of JSON, explore its potential bottlenecks, and discover faster alternatives and optimization techniques to make your apps sprint like cheetahs. Damn, you got me hooked now. I mean, okay. There's no need for that much hype, but what is JSON and why you should care? So I think we are all aware of what is JSON. JSON is the glue that holds together the data in your application. JSON plays a pivotal role in modern web development. And just skimming through this, JSON can be a double-edged sword when it comes to performance. How this knowledge can make a significant difference in your development journey. The popularity of JSON and why people use it. Yeah, it's a human readable format, it's language agnostic, the data structure is consistent. You can also specify data types and stuff. You have techniques to do JSON specification when you're sending data and receiving data so that your JSON can be validated as well. So it's super clean to support. Great browser support, JSON APIs. Okay, JSON schema. Again, JSON schema can be specified at the start of an application, making web development easier for you as such. But when it comes to need for speed, users can expect instant access to information. Yeah, you're just repeating yourself here. User expectation, competitive advantage, SEO rankings, conversion rate, mobile performance. Is JSON slowing down our apps? JSON in certain scenarios can be a culprit when it comes to slowing down applications. The process of parsing JSON data, especially when dealing with large or complex structures, can consume valuable milliseconds. Additionally, inefficient serialization and deserialization can impact applications' overall performance, which is what happened with GTA 5 developers. Nice. So we are on the same page, this blog writer and me, and you guys as well, because we are going through this together. So parsing overhead. When also do give a read to that blog that I just showed you, that cutting down. I think it's very insightful. Cutting down GTA 5 server loading times by 70%. Yeah, I'll just recommend you going through this blog once. You can just read it through a very high level. So he used a lot of hacky techniques to actually understand what the bottleneck is. It's not super straightforward to do memory profiling on something that is not being run on your system, and it is heavily encrypted as such to be protected. But he was able to figure it out by going deeper into the rabbit hole, as he claims as well. But it's just some hacking techniques and some way of memory profiling to see what processes are actually taking the issue. And he had to reverse engineer from the assembly code, because that's all you get when you're getting an executable of the GTA 5 app that you're using. So it's insightful in that sense, but it can be a bit too distant if you're not a hacker or such, if you don't have that knowledge. Because I didn't, and I had to just skim through it. I couldn't understand half of the things of how he actually did the profiling and stuff, but I actually understood what the problem was that he solved to actually increase the performance times. But okay. So parsing overhead, serialization and deserialization times, which is slow, string manipulation. Strings are heavy in terms of data structures because their length is not fixed, and that's why they have to be stored on the heap, I guess, which makes them more slower to be processed. And JSON has a limited set of data types, string numbers and booleans. I don't even think somehow sometimes JSON doesn't even allow you to pass booleans. I was using this N10 tool which is used for automation pipelines, and man, it didn't allow you to pass on booleans in JSON. And maybe it is specific to this tool or what it was, but I had so many bugs just because I couldn't pass booleans in JSON in this tool for some reason. But yeah, I think generally JSON allows booleans. I don't know why their tool doesn't allow it. Maybe they are working on it still. It's getting we are getting a versions on it very quickly. So yeah, verbosity, it is human readable, but it can be sometimes verbose, which is 100% correct. JSON lacks binary support. You have to send string and stuff, or you have to encode your binary as a base 64, which can get annoying sometimes. In some scenarios, JSON data can be deeply nested, requiring recursive parsing and traversal. This computation complexity can slow down your application, especially without optimization. So let's see what are the alternatives to JSON. So protocol buffer, this is your gRPC thing, which was developed by Google for their own tools, which definitely increases your speed, but I think it is kind of annoying because you have to set up a whole proto buffer and stuff like that, and you have to change the whole way you process the data as such. So I'm not sure how much of a support I am in for protocol buffers. I mean, they are cool and stuff if your focus is purely performance and you don't care about the convenience of coding. But for the most part, I think it can get pretty tough. And if you think why my eyes always keep going it's because my phone was kept there and I was looking at the chat if there is any chat or not. So yeah, just don't be confused that why am I not looking straight into my screen most of the time when I'm reading these articles. It's because of that. So yeah, so binary encoding and efficient data structure, schema evolution, message pack. Oh, message pack was something that I actually wanted to try. So 100% message pack will give a go through. So it's super simple to work on message pack. I think fast API also allows you to work with message pack, which is another kind of data structure that allows you to transfer data in binary format, which obviously increases the speed of serialization and deserialization, and at the same time your data is heavily compacted as it is in binaries. Super simple data structure, and it just promises to be super smooth and super seamless. Binary JSON, yeah, that is something that is just a serialization thing. I think for the most part, I'm not sure about these things. Let's just read through it. Binary JSON, often pronounced as BJSON, is a binary serialization format used primarily in databases like MongoDB. Oh, here's why you might consider using BJSON. JSON like data structure, binary data support, database integration. Okay, so it is just JSON data structure that has binary support in it, is what I'm able to understand from this. Avro is a data serialization framework developed with Apache Hadoop project. It emphasizes schema compatibility and performance. Here's why you might consider using Avro. Avro prioritizes schema compatibility, allowing you to evolve your data structures without waiting compatibility. Language neutral. And okay. Minimize data size, abbreviate when possible, minimize nesting, optimize number representation, remove redundancy whenever possible, use compression algorithms. Okay, if applicable, use compression algorithms like gzip or broadly to reduce the size of JSON payloads during transmission. That is something new. But again, then you are also like your server level load will decrease because you will be using less bandwidth, but at the same time you will have to unzip whatever you're zipping, so that will increase some time in processing as such. So it would be a memory time trade-off at that point. But okay, so message pack is something that I wanted to give prior to. I read about it recently, so I'm just gonna in the notes to um JSON for performance. And I'll say first, of course, we want to go with message pack. Then you have your protobuf. Nope, shift tab. Then you have your vjson. And finally you have Avro. Avro I've never heard about, so I'm not sure what that is. But okay, so these are your serialization format. This supports binary. Every one of these supports binary, so I don't think if there is much to say there. That's how they're getting the performance out of JSON. That's the only thing they are doing extra than JSON. That's all. Okay, so cool. So this is the alternatives to JSON. I mean, okay, so we can read some more articles, but I actually really want to work on application, and after reading about message pack, I am even more interested because that's what I was looking forward to. So let me just open VS Code. What the hell is this? Okay, Apple, thank you. Let me just open a new window. And we have our image generator. So I want to work on this project. It's more of a portfolio project. I don't think there is any use case of it. There are various image generators available right now, and I'll not be building anything new particularly in this domain. But I just want to explore if I can make a front end and a back end and make a full stack application for image generation specifically. I want to add login feature in there. For that, I want to go through Supabase and stuff like that. And I also want to work on the pages as such, some image editing features. If I can add that kind of thing in the images itself, that would be pretty interesting to build a browser based image editor built in inside of our web app. So yeah, that's why I wanted to pick up this project as more of a portfolio project, just to look at if we can walk through this. So first of all, I also want to create a notebooks folder where we first set up our image generation pipeline. So Let's say image generation models leaderboard Hugging Face. So I just wanna use a small model for now that just works, and later on we can look through some APIs and stuff that are provided. For now, I just want to see the leaderboard, look at the smallest model that is performing decent enough, and create the application around it, running the inference on my CPU itself. That should also give me the chance to work on the performance with a better mindset, because I would be directly able to see like this is the worst performance I can get in general. But okay, so let's see. One, is there no open source thing in this? So can I not know which one of them is actually open source? And size, this is not a good leaderboard. Personal arena leaderboard. Image arena. Please verify you are a human. What the hell is going on? Launching the artificial analysis text to image leaderboard. Oh, this is a research paper. Open LLM leaderboard best models. No, that's not what I wanna know about. Not open LLMs, I wanna image generation. Smallest image generation model. OpenAI image GPT small. Model pre-trained image net is introduced. What is this? This is some shitty ass paper. I don't think I want to go through this. Um, let's see if we can find something better than this. A minimal implementation of image and text to image model. Is there no research paper regarding this right now? Nothing interesting happened. Dali Mini, can I run it locally? GitHub Revo as workplace URL. Required installs. Oh, they're using JAX for it. That should also help with the inference time, right? PyTorch is slower than JAX. So this is good way to implement this. And we can have a function set up for calling it, something like that. Mhm. Oh, but it's a very shitty ass model. It seems very bad. I at least want something. Does Flux not have a small model? Let's see if Black Forest Labs has made a smaller model that just works. Or we can go for some free API at that point if that is a thing that's happening. I'm not sure if there is a free API regarding image generation. Google was providing free APIs. Maybe you can find something there, but not sure. Mm, CannyDev, what the hell is all of this? Everything is updated 9 days ago. Weird. So I think it must be that 25 GB model only, right? Where is the model? So this model is around 24 GB, which is a lot. I don't want to use that right now. I don't even think I can run it locally, and if I can, it would be super slow. What is all of this? Flux 1 depth, there is a 12 billion parameter rectified flow transformer capable of generating an image based on text description while following the structure of a given input image. For more information, please read our blog. Oh, so you can take image and text both. How big is this model? It must be super big. Um, I think we can look at the real ones. The size definition we will get from there. Mm, yeah, this is the same size. This doesn't help us. You can't use the Flux model. Does Google provide a free API for this as well? Oh, so you have to use Gemini. But what about Google AI Studio? Or we'll have to just pay them some money for the API. Um, Google hopefully is cheaper than the other ones. I think Google is the most pocket friendly right now in terms of these large models, in terms of their APIs. They are the only ones that are providing free API that I know of. That is cool. Yeah, that's what I want. Imagine. Um, so yeah, tell me, what is the pricing? They wrote describe pricing in here. What the hell is going on? Okay, let's just run it. Let's just let Google prompt us on money if we get an issue. Let's just use this code right now. So and again we'll use our UV for package management as it makes it super simple for us. So I'm just gonna clear this ls UV init or just UV venv because I really don't want to make a package like that. So source, here you go, and we are just gonna clear this. Pip install your Google, I guess. Is it install Google? I'm not sure. Let me check. I wanna install an incorrect library. That just sucks up everything. Pip Google Gemini. Yep, this is the one. Or just do UV add. But you need a py project file here. So let's just add a py project.toml. Oof, if I only can spell correctly. I'm not very habitual to this keyboard till now, so that's why. UV add. No project table found in pyproject.toml. Let's just see what all you need to declare first. Just that? Is that all you want? I can give you that much. Yeah. So let's just have this. I guess this is all it wants. You just said this is all you want, right? mean, we don't need to do all of this anyway. Like, that's okay. We can still try to make it work. Yeah, fuck it. We don't need this. Let's simply use the classic ones and not use UV then. Yeah. And let's just do pip install. Nope, not you anymore. Pip install Google Generative AI. That's what I remember reading. That correct? Looks correct. Let's go. Okay. What Python version am I at? Is there a spelling mistake of some kind? What happened? Okay, so there is no spelling mistake. It is just not working. What Python version do you want? Ignore the following versions that require a different Python version. Requires Python greater than 3.9. Oh, somehow it is not going through the right one. Let me check which Python. Yeah, the Python is correct, so I'll have to. I think that's what you get for installing a package, initiating a package through when not. Oh, if only I can speak. That's what you get for creating a when environment using UV and not using the Python env. That's what you get. Yep. So Python 3, I wanna install Python 3 and when. That's all I have to do. Yep, there you go. And now I can finally do pip if I have it copied now. Yep. Oh, finally. Stupid bugs. Or not even bugs. Stupid blockers. Pip install upgrade pip. Just for later. And we can run this now. Python environments. This is our Python environment. Left to install IPy kernel. When did that happen? Cannot import name GenAI from Google, unknown location. Why would that happen, Google? Why would that happen? Yeah, just work at least. I'll give you the API key. That's not an issue. Oh, it's different? Telling me what I installed is different from this? What the hell? That's so weird to have two different libraries. One that uses an abbreviation, one that doesn't use an abbreviation. Pip install pillow pip install on CV Python. I don't want to use Pillow anymore in any of the projects. Pillow sucks. Yeah, I just said that. In one of the projects I was working on, I used Pillow to load the image, and somehow it was getting the aspect ratio and something about the image it was fucking up, and it was so annoying to me. Like, use it for production, God. Why the fuck would you do that? So I'm just gonna stick with CV2 for now. Or even PyAV, There would come in a time, there would definitely come a time in my life where I would just go to PyAV. I know it. I'm pretty sure about it. Now it needs the API key. I think I have set it up as an environment variable. Hopefully. I have installed this, right? Somehow it is not able to read it correctly. So I'll have to do import OS. I don't know. I don't remember where I kept it. So in the Dockling project, we used to use the API key, right? So it must be there. Dockling experiment. Not even Dockling experiment. I don't think it will be here. It will be in the generation part. So where is that one? Wait. We must have it on GitHub. This one, document query LLM. This is what I'm looking for. And in here, PDF to Gemini call, environment Gemini key. So I have set it up as my environment key so that you guys don't have to worry about it. And you get no sneak peek in this. So let's just hope for the best. Let's remove this from here. Let's add it up here. And hopefully things should work out. Okay, so we are connected to the API. How do you do CV2 right? You first give the file name and then you give the object, right? So yep, very basic stuff we're doing right now. Let's see if it works. Maybe it will ask for us money. Image and API is only accessible to build users at this time. Yep. So we'll have to become a build user. Do they not have an older image in that is maybe accessible to users? Where do I buy this? If I have to buy this. Why is there no place to buy this directly? How do I become a build user? What the fuck is this? Google AI Studio build plans. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for image and pricing. Okay. And specify the aspect ratio as well. Let's do that for now. At least we'll have something 16 by 9 so that we don't forget it. I guess I'll just have to get to the build plans, but I don't see where to get to that. That's so annoying. Just give me where the build plan is so that I can immediately purchase it. Yeah, there you go. What would I have to do? Will they accept UPI payments? Oh, that's nice. That should get us done with this project. Pay by UPI QR code. That's nice. That's exactly what I want. Hey, hey, we're setting up Google API now. Nice. Amount of 15,000. Amount up to 15,000 can be auto paid. Yeah, we're not gonna use it that much. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to be careful though. I'll have to be careful. Yeah, I'll have to be careful. 300 credits should get us decently enough. What even am I? Engineer. Yep. Cool. Now we have a build account. Let's- Wait a minute. Can't see the. Cool. 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 You shouldn't be able to see anything related to the API key. Oh god, I got scared for a second. Damn. I mean, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. So let's just restart this. Take some time. Now run this. And now if I run this, I should have the billing details they need for it to actually work. Yeah, I think it is generating images. I just want to see if I have the 300 credits right now or not. How does that work? So free trial credits, remaining value is 25,000. And I have it till 11th May. So cool. So we have some free credits available to us. So great. Great, great, great. 91 days remaining. Yeah, see, Google's costing is good, man. If you are just experimenting, you get 90 days to experiment with this API, see how your product is going through, and that's just amazing. CV2 attribute has no attribute, right? No, I am right. Oh, no, I am right. I am right. Difference of spelling. Not a scalar. Why is it generating the images like these? CV2 image bytes 295. Yeah, so cv2.imdecode np.from buffer. Okay, okay, that's all I have to do. This is just to get the image, right? So I don't think you'll have images show as well. You can import matplotlib but pyplot. Yeah, we'll have to install it. Yeah, I also want to order something. I'm hungry now. What are you guys doing? So we are building an image generation API some reason because I want to work on a project like that. That's what I'm interested in right now. Cool. So now this should work. And my decoded image is this one right here. I don't think you need to play with bytes IO as such. And I also want to import numpy. Cool. And now I can do this, right? What is this? Could not find a writer for the specified extension and I'm right. Okay. What do you mean by that? Is the order incorrect? Might be. Nope, the order was correct. Damn, that's annoying. Oh yeah, .png. What the hell? Missed dot there. Must be not able to find the extension. Hey yo, I forgot to do the plot.show. But hey, we're getting the images. And we're gonna limit it to one for now. I don't have so much. I have 25,000 credits from Google, I know, but I don't want to spend them so quickly. I want to use the product more before actually spending them. But okay, so you get 4 images. Oh, these images are really good. Ah, the odd one out for some reason. In all of the images, there is no odd one out, but in this one, there is. And why is he so timid in front of these two guys? He should be confident. He's the unique one. But okay. Cool. Nothing philosophical to discuss here. Think we are happy. We'll just do plot.axis off. And these are some decent dimension images. So I'll just say plot.axis off. That should make it a little more clean. And I'll also do plot.tight layout before doing this. That should also improve something. It didn't? Well, it sucks then. On 0 padding. Now, why doesn't it know? Walk. Maybe just before plot.show it will work. Because somehow you have to do the tight layout once you have the image displayed already. Nope, still doesn't work. But okay, enough. We can work with this. Yeah, whatever. So this is cool. Now we have a working image API. So we don't need to worry about the notebooks anymore. I'll also just move them to all of this to testing data. Delete. Oh shit, why did I create a file? Pingu, are you okay? What happened? You just want to get tired? You just want to lean your head on my shoulder? Oh, you can do that. That's okay. That's okay, Pingu. That's fine. No one is judging you for being tired. It's okay. I'm tired all the time. No, that's life. You're just gonna take some rest, get better cup, and start working again. That's how it works. Ah, Gyani Baba. Gyani Baba, guys. Gyani Baba. Okay. So now that we have all of that set up, we just want to create a new folder known as testing data, and we'll have them create something different because this is boring. I don't want to create bunnies in my kitchen. I want to create Pingu dancing with a flamingo. Oh, you like that, Pingu? Want that? You want to see that? How Google thinks of you? What's the Pingu duck? I'll say duck named Pingu dancing with a pink flamingo. I mean, flamingos are pink, but it's just redundant information. I don't know why I'm doing this, but okay, it's fine. And instead of using text index, I should have some kind of a random number here because I want to create more of them. So I should have, I'll just import UUID from, or just import time. And here you want to do time dot is. Oh, from time import time, yeah. This all is fine. I'll just say time dot now. Yep, this should be fine. We don't even need to enumerate right now, but whatever, we can do that anyway. And this should be it. This should be able to print our image and also display it to us. Oh, did I not run this? I also don't need the bytes.io thing right now. Cool. Hey yo, Pingu, that's what it thinks of you. It has a stupid image of you for some reason, and I don't know what's wrong with the colors. Oh shit, I have done something wrong with the colors. I think I'll just have to, before displaying them, I'll have to CV2 convert color. CV2 convert color of decoded image from CV2.color BGR to RGB. Yep, this is the one. Hey, that's what it thinks of you. So cute, right? Nice. I'll just delete one of them. I'll delete the earlier one. Okay. So now we have got that working. We have a image generation API set up using the free credits that Google has given us so that we don't have to spend our own money. We have 25,000 rupees worth of free credits, which is amazing. Now we are going to work on the back end of the service. So in the back end, I just want a simple API call which will generate the image once a button is pressed. So let's just write it, and we'll be using message pack right now. Just something that we discussed recently. I mean, we just read a blog about it. So let's create a source folder. Inside of a source folder, I'll create a modules folder. So my modules folder will be the thing where I'll keep all of my logic. And here I want my file, which is, uh, do I want it like this? Do I want to structure it like that? Let's think of the structure for a second. Okay, let's just have the backend structure. So I'm thinking firstly we'll have a uh, rename. Where the fuck is rename? Why can't I see any rename? Application structure.md. So what are we gonna do with this? So basically what we are doing is, first of all, you will have a backend and a front end. That's straightforward. For the backend, we are using fast API. For the front end, we'll be using React.js. Okay. Inside of the front end, inside of the backend, we'll have our source. Inside of the source, we'll have, what all do we know inside the source? So you have your routes, I think. So you'll have your routes folder, which is needed, of course. You will have your app.py, your routes.py, something like that. You will also need your modules in some sense. So you want your modules, right? How do you want your modules? So in modules, for when I say modules, I mean like all of the creation part, but I don't think we have much of a logic here, so we can just work with the routes and these three folders for now, and we'll see what else we'll need later. So yeah, and these things need not be inside of the source. Oh, everything needs to be inside of the source folder. Outside of it, we'll have the requirements.txt. Fire project.toml if we go in that direction. And that's it. Majorly that. So that should be our backend structure. I think that should be our file folder structure. And let's just see what we can do with this. So I'll delete the modules for now. I don't think we need modules right now. We'll add it later. When we'll create the database and stuff, we'll also need the folders for that. But let's start very raw, very basic. Let's just create our app.py first of all, which should be super straightforward. So I'm going to import fast API inside of this. From fast API, import fast. So I'll just install this. I love my suggestions. I don't need to go through documentation every time if I keep getting suggestions. No match is found for fast API standard. What are you talking about? No, I don't. I know there's a fast API standard thing. So I think I just need to put them in curly braces. Not. Yep. Not even curly braces. Why would I say curly braces? That makes no sense. Okay, cool. So now we have that cleared. So now I should start getting suggestions again if only I set up the Python interpreter. You know fast API now? Come on, talk to me. Yep. I think there is some way to create your app as well. So that let me just check what is the standard way. So what I want to do is I want to set up app routes, and I also want to create some startup events too, so that when we are connecting to Google, actually we are getting our authentication done and stuff like that. I want to do that in the startup apps. So import fast API router, and app.include. Okay, it's just that. Uh, hello.router. Okay, cool. Yeah, how do you work with routers? App.routers, import items. So I just want to see some code to see how you're actually doing it. Okay, so you create a router. Okay. Got it. So here you want to create your app. And how do you register the routes inside of your app? That's the interesting part. Mm, yeah, so after adding all of the modules using your router, what I want to see is, yeah, so fast API users, app.include. Okay, and how about that? Lifespan events. Yeah, your documentation is not helping me. Event handler, startup and shutdown events, how to handle them in fast API. So event startup, app.on events startup. No, there is a better way. There's 100% a better way to do startup and shutdown events. This is not the best way. App.event handler lambda print API startup shutdown lambda print API shutdown. This works for me. Okay, if you say so. Let's just create an app here. Let's just do this, and from lifetime import okay, and let's just create it. Let's just convert source into a module. So let's just put in cool. So from source dot lifetime, and I'll put in another file inside of this, which is your lifetime dot py, not py t. Okay, so define startup events. I'll just split it to the right. Yeah, so def startup events. Some kind of symbol we can use. Where is the function key inside of this? Come on, give me the emojis. Yeah, finally got them. So I wanna say for shutdown, what symbol do we want to use for shutdown? Stop. Finish. And how do you start something? What is the best symbol to start? And let's just use the tick symbol for start, just to make it more visually clear what we are doing. And after that, what I also want to do in the startup events is, so we'll set up a config that should be super simple. So let's just have a config.py file inside of this as well. Or let's just have a utils folder inside which we can have the config file. So let's, inside of the source, we'll create another folder which is utils. And inside of the utils, we'll keep the config file. And in the inside of the config file, what I want to keep is that, let's say, for identic base class. From identic base model and class Google config. We don't even need this base model right now, so I'm just gonna remove it. And inside of the Google config, I'm just gonna keep my environment variable, which I don't necessarily need to keep to because it is set up in my environment, so it shouldn't matter. But just to test the lifetime events for now, because maybe we'll require some later, I'm just gonna, or we can just leave it as it is. How should we do it? Okay, so let's do it like this. Let's create a singleton. So I'll create a helper.py and I'll create another class of some sense. So I want this. So what I basically want is I want this client that we are creating right now, right? So we create this client first of all, and once the client is created, then we start working on our responses. We start generating actually. So I want to do the client creation process as a whole as a singleton. So what I can do that, so what can I do for that is create a simple class, super simple class, which I'll call Google client, and it will return me the client. So what I can do for that is inside of my so now I'm thinking of creating a modules folder inside of which I can create my Google class. So inside of which what I'm gonna do is I'll say my client is equal to none and get client function where I'll pass in nothing. And what's this gonna do is if class, if only I can type today, I think I have to put in self inside of this. I was just reading about how you create. Yeah, so yeah, you just have to put in self. Okay, we'll see if it is not defined. I'm just gonna do this class.client. We could have passed in self as well, but I think self is more of an instance variable. So instead, inside of the client, I'm just gonna pass in this line right here. So genai.client, and I'm gonna make the function return client. And one more thing, okay, so for this to work, I'll have to import this. So we're here just trying to structure our code better, make it easier to read for us later. So these are more of a, what do you call it? Structure choices, architecture choices, file structure choices, and hop on, guys. If you're not here already, why are you not joining the stream? Why would you not join the stream? Uh, no, you have to pass in class inside of it. Is that the case? And you have to pass it in as a class method. Uh, Class method, I'm not sure, but maybe just passing in class will work. I hope class is a special variable of some kind and that will allow us to do this. And I'm also gonna do this print generating client just to verify if everything is working how we expect it to or not. So let's just, yeah, this should be fine. So I'm gonna go inside of my, okay. So what I'm gonna do is, if I go inside my lifetime.py, right, and if I go inside my lifetime.py and I say from source dot modules dot Google client import Google client, and I'll say so this way I should be able to get a Google client. Now the curious part is if I keep calling it for 5 times, so let's put it inside of a for loop inside of our startup events for I in range 4, maybe 4 is also fine. The print statement should only be followed once, but the client should be created every time. So we'll do this and we'll say print and or I think just Google client dot client should also work. So let's see, let's hope for the best. So I'm gonna do it right here for now. If underscore name cool. So if I do Python source, not even source, Python cd backend first of all, cd source ls, and now I'm just gonna run my Python lifetime.py. No module named source. Why would that happen? We have an init.py right here. That makes no sense. We are inside of our backend, we are inside of our source, and we are not able to find our source file for some reason. Source.modules.google client, that's how it should be. Do we have to create modules as a source separately? I don't think so. So it's parent folder you have to create as your init, and then everything should work around that way. But if that's the case, let's just see what. Let's just do it like this for now. Missing one positional requirement class. So that didn't work. This didn't work. Okay. I still don't think I understand what's going on. Mm, how do you pass in class variable inside of Python? Why does that make no sense? Yeah, this is what I read today, just today. Uh, Somehow I just forgot how we pass in the class variable. Okay, so you just passed in class method and you have to do that. So that's the only difference. You have to just do class method. Now it's fine. Now everything is should be hunky dory. Generating client get printed every time. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Wait. We still have hope. So the function is called every time, which is fine. So it is printed every time. So if it is a singleton, this print statement should only be shown for once. So if I do that again, cool. So we are reusing the same variable now. So cool. So now we can call our Google client class every time, and we'll get our client from there, like, as we will be initiating it from the startup event. So we can remove the for loop. We can remove this and just have a print statement. API startup complete should be the message. And here we should say, what should we even say? Uh, Creating Google client using key. What was the key? Using API key. So now the way it should work is, when I go inside my app, for my shutdown, I should be able, for my startup, I should be able to say startup events, and for my shutdown, I should be able to say shutdown events. And I also want to register my routes in here. So for that, I just need to somehow call my router. So let's see how that works. Yeah. So I don't want to do this inside of the same function is the thing. So I want to create a separate file for routes.py. I could do it directly, but somehow I just want to do it in a separate file where I can include all the routes. That's the whole function of that file. That's all I wanted to do. Let's just see what they have to say about this. Create route methods. App.include router, right? So I have one possible way of doing this. Hey, Ingu, hi. You can sit up straight now. It's been a while since you've been resting. You always had to get up, remember? So one simple way I can think of setting up routes now is to send app as a variable and just have it include all the routers and get it returned. So that way we can simply do it. Um, so that is one way, one very simple way. I bet there must be better ways then. But okay, for now let's just see what happens. So I should have a routes folder now. So here only in the source, I'll have another folder which is routes. And inside of my routes folder, and I'll also do this source.modules because I think that's how it should be. VS Code is also not complaining, so maybe this calling it from Python caused an error because I didn't call from the source somehow. Something along those lines, I'm not sure. So yeah, so lifetime events are added. Now I want to add the routes, so I'm just gonna create the routes file. Here I want to have, I'll also have the router.py here. So this is generally how you structure a fast API application. That's why we are taking so much time. And inside of the routes, I'm gonna create generate image.py. And here I'm just gonna from source.modules Google client import Google client from fast API import API router. So this is how it should be. And number of images as well. Do you want to? No. Right now, let's keep it to a single image only. So for once, you can only create a single image. And here I'm gonna say, let's just go to our Google. Let's go to our testing file. Where is that one? So how do we generate an image? Just this. And here we'll pass in prompt. And this will also have to import. So now this should work, and here I'm just gonna return the image bytes, I think, for now, at least. Yep, this should work. Cool. So now we have our first route set up. Inside of the router, I'm just gonna say from source dot routes dot image router. Okay, very curious case. We'll refactor it if we want to. Let's remove the router part for now. I think I can easily handle it in the app itself. It will be too confusing if I'm adding so many files. So I'm just gonna, in here itself, I'm gonna say from source dot routes dot generate image import router as gen image router. I'm just gonna say app dot register. How do you register again? Damn. Let's see. So you just do app dot include router. Let's just copy this so that we don't forget it again. And here I'm gonna say gen image router prefix is equal to image and tags is equal to cool. So now that all of that is set up, what is the error in config? I don't need a config, that's the error. So I'll delete it for now. So now that all of this is set up, I should be able to finally do the UVCon app start thing. I just have to install UVCon. Again, I'm going to do the standard one just as we did with Fast API. I'm just going to give it reload. What's happened? From source to lifetime imports data events. No module name source. Can I just get the tree for this file structure? Print file tree in Mac using terminal. Cool. This was the command we needed. So I'm just gonna print this in ChatGPT once. So I'm gonna do cd dot dot and then we're gonna copy this again. And let's see. Oh, perplexity works fine. Let's see what it has to say about this. There's no module name suggests that the Python is not a so this is likely to how you're running the application and how the project is structured. Here's a few ways to debug this. Make sure you're running the application from the correct directory. You should run it from the parent directly source, not from within the source directory itself. Okay, if you're using a virtual environment, ensure it's activated and that you are installed all the necessary dependencies. Do I have to use dot? Why do I have to use dot lifetime? I should be able to use. No, that's not what I want to do. You want me to run it from the parent directory? That was the first step, so let's do that. Okay, now it is working. Creating Google client. So API startup complete. So if I go here now, yeah, I have to create a health checkpoint. Cool, so we have our image in. If I try it out, it should be working. I don't want to waste my credits, my essential, precious Google credits right now. So I'm not going to do that. But other than that, it is working correctly. So we have the structure correctly. We have the folder structure. This is our folder structure, by the way, just for the guys who have not seen it yet. Um, yeah, cool. So we have all of this working. Now we want to work on. So if I stop the application, it should also print the shutting down and API shutdown. I'm just gonna change this to tick as well because it's not very visible like that. It's just black and white again. So Control C, Control V. That's what we do. And great. Now we have the image. We have an endpoint that is working for us. Now we can work on a stupid front end to actually get our results. So again, I'll have to create some folder structure. So first of all, we'll have to initialize this as a. How did you use to initialize React apps? I'm completely out of touch. Cool, so we have now created a React application using Vite, as it is more modern than your classic, the way you used to create React apps before that. Um, okay, so now what we should be able to do is, once the npmi gets completed, so it has some structure for us right now, which is good enough. We're just gonna add in pages and components. Inside of the pages, I'm gonna add the Cool. So RFC is basically a shortcut that is provided by VS Code that allows you to write this boilerplate for you. And here I want to have something super simple. And before that, I'm just gonna create another folder inside of this, which is the utils. Um, there I'm gonna store my config, and at the same time, I also wanna store my API caller thing inside of this. So I'll have to see how exactly we can do that. But beforehand, I just wanna do one thing. I just wanna say, okay, so let's say, so inside of our image generation, let's just have something printed out for us so that we at least understand what's going on. And I also want to introduce Bootstrap inside of this to make it easier for me later. So inside of my HTML, I'll have to also include Bootstrap. Let's just quickly see how to do that. So first of all, we create the link. And second of all, we create our script. Both in the head of the tab. So cool. Now we have our now if I do npm run dev, that should also be working. Where is the name getting printed? Yeah, I just need to delete all of these to actually see the name. Yeah, you can go. You can also go. You can also go. You can also go. You can also go. So cool. Yeah, inside of our app, I'm just gonna print the image generation page for now. So I'm gonna remove everything that's inside of it right now. And I'm also gonna delete this. And I'm gonna say import image generation, and I'm gonna print image generation right here. Yeah, we don't need these logos also. So inside of the assets, let's just keep it whatever, it doesn't matter. So now if I go here, it's empty right now because I don't have anything inside of my image generation page. But now what I'm gonna print here is my form basically. So to create a form, I'm gonna use class name form, inside of which I'm gonna have input type is equal to text, class name is equal to form control. This is all Bootstrap specific things, and yeah, that should be just my input. I don't need anything in between, so I'll just delete this. Cool, I have an input, and I'm also gonna have a label for this. So value is equal to data prompt, and on top of this I'm gonna have a label for each node HTML4, and we're gonna say prompt, and inside we are just gonna print a prompt. Oh, not the value, then I think it's the ID we want is prompt. Yep, cool. And I'm just on below this, I'm just gonna create a button. Let's just say class name button, button primary, generate image. Now once that it's done, you will see this button. I'm gonna give it some margin from the top. Now that's too much margin from the top. Cool. So we'll create the front end a little better. Text area would be better, I think. Type text area. What is the type that you put in? No, inside of the input. Tag type. Yep. I want a text area. Is there nothing for text area? Hidden image, month, number, password, radio, range, reset, search, submit, tell, text. Okay, there is nothing for text area then. So for text area, you will have to use the text area tag. Fine. So we'll just hide this. And inside we'll have nothing inside. I think that should be fine. And ID should be prompt. Yep, that's what we wanted. One thing I'm gonna change is the fact. Let's first of all create a component for this as well. Like I don't want it to be like this. Let's create a header also. Um, and RFC again. And the header, I'm just gonna have a home button, I guess, inside of it. Yeah, so that's what we want to do. So um There must be a class for header as well inside of Bootstrap. So header Bootstrap. I should be able to find something cool in here. Navbar, yeah, that's what I want. Some cool navbar, I guess. Yeah, let's just use this for now. Let's see how it works, and we'll see if we can do anything better. Um, so let's just see how it looks. Okay, we have not added the header anywhere. Silly of us. Inside of the app, I'm just gonna say import header. So the header is gonna remain on all of the pages from now on. Uh, what is this? Does the file exist? React router DOM. Okay, so I'll have to install that. Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now I should be able to do this without a hiccup. And also have my header inside of this. And I can't really return them like this, so I'll have to do this, which is a React fragment. Okay, we're getting some kind of an error. An error occurred in the header component. Unquote. Use navigate may only be used in the context of router component at header. What the hell just happened? How were you using it for a router component? How do you define a router component? Um, what is it that he is doing differently than me? Route changed button. Import, use navigate. Let navigate is equal to all of this bullshit. I think I'm doing everything right. It's just some weird error. Let's ask what's going on. That's how you use AI as an assistant tool, guys. Okay, you are telling me I have to do something as weird as this. What the fuck is a home component? Why are you doing all of this weirdness right now? Nah, that makes no sense to me. That just feels stupid. You're telling me to import browser router as router. What? Let's ask his big brother for this then. Yeah. Let's just try this. It is actually giving me the same thing for some reason. Why? Why? Like, how do I have a home? What even is a home? Like, how do you define inside import your home component? That's just stupid. That just feels such a roundabout way of doing things. So that's how I'll have to create the headers thing, right?